How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, please do me the biggest favor of all. Hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams around the channel. Also, if you guys would, please head over to Twitch. Follow me there at Douglas447. Stream there at least once a week, whether it's for Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Destiny 2. And of course, if you guys have any movies or shows you guys want me to watch and review here on the channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. And this is going to be my full review of the Halo Infinite campaign. I finished playing through the entire campaign on Twitch, and of course I have put all parts out here on my YouTube channel. And we're going to be talking about positives and negatives, just briefly what I thought of the campaign in general, and then of course giving it my overall score. So if you guys haven't had a chance yet to play through the campaign, or you guys watch me play through it here on YouTube or on Twitch at Douglas447, I will be, of course, unfortunately talking about spoilers. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled about anything and you guys haven't played the campaign yet, this is your spoiler warning. I mean, the campaign's been out for nearly 2 months now, so if you're worried about spoilers, then that means you've really done a great job staying off the internet, which is kind of hard to do in these days. And yeah, we're just going to talk about it. So we're going to jump right into a bunch of positives and negatives and what I thought overall. So first of all, the big downside is that co-op campaign is not there at launch, and when you're playing through the campaign, it really does feel like there should have been co-op. There's a lot of moments where it would have been great to have a buddy with you, whether that be an AI or an actual human being. There's several moments, whether that be vehicle segments or boss fights or just helping you explore and conquer the open world of Zeta Halo. There's several moments where it's like, okay, this feels like it would be better if there was another person with me. Yes, you have marine AIs, and yes, they can kill things, but it doesn't have that same weight, it doesn't have that same impact as having an actual human being slash AI human smart enough to actually help you on your journey to conquer the campaign and the rest of the open world. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that you cannot replay missions separately. So once you beat the campaign, you can't go back and replay separate missions just for fun's sake. You can't do it for making clips. You can't do it for streaming. So even when I was streaming and recording to upload here, I can't go back and replay the missions. I have to completely restart the game. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. I can still go back into the open world segment of it once I finish the campaign, and I can finish up collecting all the collectibles, doing all the side activities, taking out all the remaining fobs and stuff like that, but there's no way that you can replay the campaign missions, and I think that's a really big detriment, and I think it's kind of weird that you cannot do that, because in every single Halo game previously, once you beat the campaign, you could go back and replay those missions separately. I mean, you could do that in the Master Chief Collection, and the game is like years old. It's like, what, 7, 8 years old now? And it just feels weird that you can't replay separate missions in Halo Infinite. I don't understand why. It just boggles my mind. There's no explanation as to why you cannot. It's not like it would break the game. So it's kind of weird. Next thing I want to talk about, it takes about average 90 minutes to unlock the open world area of the Zeta Halo ring. This might be shorter for you, might take you longer, but I think it's kind of weird that it took about 90 minutes for me personally, at average, to get past the opening cutscenes, get past the opening, hey, this is the bad guy, hey, this is your mission, Master Chief. It takes about 90 minutes before you actually get onto the Halo ring, which I think is kind of weird. I mean, if you remember Halo 1, you had one mission at the very beginning where you're on the Pillar of Autumn, and that takes about half an hour depending on your difficulty and your skulls you have activated. And then the next mission literally is called Halo, and you're on the Halo ring. I don't know why they made it take so long to get onto the Halo ring itself when that is the meat and potatoes of the game. So I thought that was just really weird. I mean, if they're going to make it where they're trying to do a lot of backstory and whatnot, I rather would have been able to see, like, Blue Team go to Reach. Next thing we're going to talk about is, like, we don't get to see a lot of actual interesting things take place in this campaign. Unfortunately, this campaign feels extremely rushed. Very rushed storytelling. And it does the unfortunate thing of, instead of showing, it tells us major plot events and character moments through audio logs, major events that take place between the ending of Halo 5 Guardians and the beginning of Halo Infinite. Like, the big rumor was that we were going to have to go back to Reach to acquire something in order to defeat Cortana. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happens. Blue Team, along with Master Chief, ends up going to Reach to find something that Halsey is making, aka the weapon, aka Cortana 2.0, to defeat the Cortana that we have come to know for the past 5 games that has gone rogue and evil and is controlling the Guardians and wiping out people that don't bend to her, godlike will. So we don't get to go to Reach, which is just a big detriment. I'm like, that would have just been an amazing cash grab. And would have been great fan service. I mean, the first season of Halo Infinite multiplayer is called Heroes of Reach, so why wasn't Reach in the campaign? It's like, it just feels weird. Also, we don't know where Dr. Halsey is to begin with. We don't know if she's actually on the Infinity and she, is on Zeta Halo, or she's somewhere else in the galaxy. We finally do understand why Cortana sacrificed herself, but it's kind of a mystery until you get to the end of the game. We really don't know what happens to Atriox. Like, throughout the campaign, he is presumed dead, but in a post-credit, Marvel scene, apparently he's alive and he just faked his death or something from the rest of his banished forces, which is kind of weird. We have no idea where Arbiter is. They don't even really mention him through audio logs or whatever. And we don't know the fate of Captain Nathan Lasky, the commander of the Infinity. We don't know if he's been captured, if he's killed. We don't even know what happened to Locke. Like, there's a big rumor that Spartan Locke is dead because one of the brute bosses actually has his helmet. So we don't know the fate of his character either. And so you're having to decipher who's alive, where are they dead, through all these audio logs. And I think it would have been a much better campaign if we actually saw these things for ourselves instead of everything just being told through audio logs while we're exploring the open Halo ring, while we're taking out a base, or while we're taking out this mini boss on the Zeta Halo ring. I'm just like, these things should have been shown instead of told to us. Yes, the campaign probably would have been more than 8 to 10 hours, but people were expecting that when you say open world. Like, a lot of people expected a 40-hour campaign. I'm like, if the first mission was us having to go to Reach to retrieve the weapon, and then we had a 6-month black screen 6 months later, and I'm like, that would have been fine with me. Let us play a mission or two on Reach. And that could have allowed for even more multiplayer maps. Bring in some Halo Reach multiplayer maps if your first season of content literally is going to be called Heroes of Reach. It just feels weird, the decisions that they made for the campaign when it comes to storytelling. I did enjoy both Echo / the Pelican guy, and of course the weapon / the weapon / Cortana 2.0. I thought their characters were amazing. Loved them both. Great character moments throughout, of course. Like I said, this does have a cliffhanger ending. The campaign has a cliffhanger ending. They said that they are going to support this for 10 years. 343 said they're going to support it for about 10 years, so they're kind of doing a Destiny-like scenario. So I don't know if that means we're going to get story DLC, or we're just getting, constant updates for 10 years when it comes to the multiplayer side of things. I'm hoping for both because of the cliffhanger ending. So I'm hoping that if this is going to be supported for the next 10 years, that we either get some story DLC or they end up launching a Halo 7 alongside of Halo Infinite. Because if they're going to support Halo Infinite for just multiplayer's sake, then they need to make a Halo 7 because of the big cliffhanger finale at the end, where it leaves so many characters and plot points completely open. We really don't even know what the Endless is. They keep talking about the Endless, and somehow the Endless is even worse than the Flood. By the way, I will not tell you if the Flood is or not in the campaign. I will let you have to play the campaign to find out if they are or not. But the Endless, I guess, is some new major threat. We don't even see them in the campaign to begin with. They're just constantly teased, and we're constantly trying to stop them from being, awoken. So it would be kind of cool to see what they actually look like and how they fight, and why are they so more powerful and more deadly than the Flood to begin with. There's no explanation for any of these things. I was also happy that Cortana ended up realizing her mistakes, being a villain in Halo 5, and she ends up realizing that she is supposed to protect humanity and that everything that she's doing is counterproductive, and throughout the campaign, we finally realize that she ends up helping Master Chief and the weapon to stop Zeta Halo from being activated by the Banished, and you as Master Chief, months later, are still trying to carry out that mission, making sure the Banished don't do so. I thought the side activities for the first 2 hours that I played, some of them like taking out forward operation bases, taking out small little mini bosses, collecting things, finding things, destroying radio towers. It was fun for about 2 hours, and then I realized that it just got really, really repetitive, and unfortunately got boring really fast. I haven't even gone back after I finished the main campaign to finish up all the side quests and missions, because I really just don't have any interest. Yes, you get some cool microtransaction cosmetic skins for your weapons and character, but I don't feel like it's enough of a reward. I don't feel invested. I don't really care. They repeat the exact same thing over and over and over, just in a different biome. And to me, that's not fun. I'm like, there's only so much of forest and swamp I can handle before I'm bored. There's no desert on this Halo ring. There's no snow on this Halo ring for some reason. It's really bizarre that they stuck with only 2 terrain-like palettes. The Valor system to unlock forward operation bases, like being able to be at a fob and being able to just randomly call in a Scorpion or a overpowered sniper rifle, feels kind of underdeveloped. Like, you just complete side activities, you get Valor, but you don't know how much Valor you need to get to the next thing that you want. So it feels very underdeveloped, and it kind of feels underwhelming once you have the ability to get it. It's like, oh, look, I can get a Scorpion now. I guess I can choose the campaign and just kill all these bosses with my tank shells. It doesn't have that saying like, woohoo, I got that tank, I grinded, I did all the side activities and missions I needed to get it. Like, there's no XP bar that tells you, hey, you need this much Valor points in order to get the Wasp or a Wraith. It just comes randomly, and it feels kind of weird. Like I said, there's several great moments of character development, of course, for Master Chief, Echo, and for the weapon. You can, of course, like I said, unlock multiplayer skins in the open world. You can collect them by doing certain side activities, or just finding them randomly on the open world of Zeta Halo, and you can use those in multiplayer. And lastly, I feel like the power weapons kind of felt weak, or they were only usable for certain boss fights. Like the Skewer honestly kind of feels like a really weak sniper rifle, but it's given to you on these weapon racks constantly when you're fighting a hunter. And it just feels weird that, okay, so you specifically designed this one weapon for us to use in campaign to kill hunters. It's like, why didn't you just bring back the Spartan laser? It just feels really weird. So overall, guys, Halo Infinite campaign, it is a good time. It was fun to play through, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with the open world segment. It just feels like I've played better open world games in the past 5 years, especially with The Outer Worlds, Rage 2, Resident Evil 8. There's just a bunch of other open world games that have come out in the past 5 years, and Halo Infinite, unfortunately, doesn't do anything new and innovative. The campaign, though, it's great. It does have a cliffhanger ending, and I'm hoping that they do end up, tying up loose ends, whether that be story DLC or Halo 7 campaign itself. And I'm excited to see where the campaign goes. I'm excited for Halo again. Halo 5 was a really big letdown. I really didn't like it. The multiplayer, I played for a while, and I ended up basically only playing it with friends and family members. I don't even remember my rank on it. I know I got past 100, but I just played it for having fun time with them. It wasn't like I was having fun playing the game. But I'm excited for Halo now. I'm excited. And I hope that we get a lot more awesome content. We're supposed to get co-op campaign sometime mid-2022, and of course with Forge sometime in fall of 2022. So unfortunately those things aren't in the campaign. They're not in the game as it stands right now, so that unfortunately does hurt my score. I have to give the campaign, and I have to judge the campaign based on what's there at the current time of release. I've given it a 2-month window, and this is what I thought of it, both good and on the bad side. And you guys can agree or disagree with me either way in the comment section down below. I'm giving Halo Infinite's campaign a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye, guys.